finally, the fusion kit is here, and I'm going to be breaking this kit down for you guys in today's video. Welcome back. My name is PJ, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. The fusion is not live, but the kit has been revealed. I got the blue lights in the background trying to match his skin a little bit. Not quite the same, but you know, get the same blue vibes going. But this dude looks really good. We're going to go right into it, break it down. He does start March 10th, so depending on when you are watching this video, probably going to be like 4 or 5 days until the fusion starts. So make sure you guys are saving shards, silver, chickens, all the resources you need to complete this, because you do not want to miss this one. His name is Lord Entertainer Fabian. We're just going to call him Fabian. I don't really like the name too much. Lord Entertainer Fabian. We'll say Fabian. But overall, looking really nice. He's an undead support champion, spirit, affinity. His A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit steals 10% of the target's turn meter, placing a true fear debuff for 2 turns if the target's turn meter is fully depleted. It's okay. It's not the best, not the worst. I don't think he's going to be really placing too many true fears off of this, unless you can time it well with not that much turn meter and you reducing it to 0. But I don't think this is very reliable for a true fear, but it's an A1. Usually A1s aren't the best, but we can see what else his kit has to offer, because the rest of the kit is looking a little bit better. Hey, stop right there. Click in the description right now for you to get a free legendary Karato Fox Hunter along with 4 free amazing epic champions as you level up. Here are the exact steps that you need to follow. Step 1. Log out of Player and Play on PC and uninstall. If you have never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. Step 2. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to the inbox and claim your champion. Here we go. Karato Fox Hunter will be there waiting for you in the inbox. This is an amazing start to your account, and you do not want to miss it. So make sure you click the link in the description, follow the steps, and don't forget, tell a friend. So we go to the A2. A2 attacks one enemy, places a petrification debuff for 1 turn, books to a 100% chance of placing a true fear debuff for 2 turns on all other enemies who are not under a fear or 2 fear debuff. Then there's a passive effect, activates this skill whenever an enemy under a fear or 2 fear debuff successfully uses a skill. So they're getting penalized by using this skill, and then if they do get feared or true feared, then their skills are going to go on cooldown. So it's kind of a win-win for you. They get true feared, they lose the turn, and then if they actually get their skill successful with a true fear on them, then you're gonna use this A1 or the A2 right away, which is really nice. And if there's multiple champions, that only happens once, multiple Fabians on the same team. So initially I thought that this might be decent for Chimera. I was thinking maybe him in general could be good for Chimera with the true fears and the fears, because you need that for the ram form, but he really doesn't really bring much else to Chimera. And the other thing is that now that I read this more, I kind of reading to me like the Ramantu A2, where he's actually not going to fear or true fear the initial target. He's going to true fear and fear all the other targets. So has a 100% chance of placing a true fear debuff for 2 turns on all other enemies who are not under a true fear. So he's going to hit the initial target, and then he's going to put true fear and fear on all the other enemies outside of the initial target that don't have true fear or fear. Chimera is only 1 boss, so if you're going to hit him, there's no other enemies, so there's no other enemies to put the true fear or fear. So I don't think this is sadly going to work nearly as well as I was first intending, but it's still pretty good, especially for arena, live arena, classic arena, 3v3 wave content. If you guys need help in Doom Tower waves, going through Doom Tower hard, Doom Tower normal, stuck on wave content, then this dude will be pretty nice for that. And then let's get to the A3. It's a 4-turn cooldown, booking down to a 3-turn cooldown. The A2, and we can get to the A3. It's a 5-turn, booking down to a 4-turn, but there is a cheeky little extra turn in there, so it's really almost a 3-turn, which is pretty nasty. So this A3 attacks all enemies before attacking, has a 100% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs for 3 turns. This is huge. A lot of you guys might know, a lot of you guys might not know. Decrease the duration is different than removing the buff. So removing buffs, you can get sheeped, polymorphed. Decreasing the duration, you cannot get polymorphed. So this is really good going into high blessing, high 6-star blessing polymorphs. You're not going to have to worry about getting sheeped or anything like that. Also, it's because it's before attacking, he won't weak hit, so you don't have to worry about weak hitting the buff removals. The second part, you can weak hit, but as far as the 100% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 3 turns, which is really good. Most buffs aren't going to be over 2 or 3 turns unless you have a buff extender on the team. So generally this is going to be clearing all the buffs off the enemy. And then 100% chance of increasing the cooldown of all enemies by 3 turns. So then you have a lockout as well. It grants an extra turn if there are no buffs on the enemies after this attack. So most likely you're going to remove all the buffs, block them out, and then also get an extra turn going right into the A2 or the A1, getting more true fears out, petrifications out, just really locking down and controlling the enemy team. Then we got the passive. When whenever the enemy is revived, place a True Fear debuff on the enemy for 2 turns. If there are multiple champions on the team, this skill will affect only activate once. So counters reviving a little bit. If they get revived, put True Fear on them, make them force them to try to miss a turn. And then probably the best part is remove any stuns, freeze, sleep, provoke, fear, True Fear, petrification debuff from this champion before the start of the turn. So pretty much all the hard CCs, he can't get CC'd. So he kind of counters Armands a little bit, counters a lot of like Odin, Mikage, a lot of these high-end arena champions that are trying to CC you, lock you out, stun you, sleep you. He's going to be immune, so he can be like, what is that? Get off me. And then he locks them out. Extra turn, then actually fears them, True Fears them, and gets the ball rolling. Snowball effect looks very nice on this guy. And then the aura increase all ally speeds by 90% in all battles. Good aura, good for siege, good for all around use. Looking pretty good. So let me know what you guys think of this kit. Initial thoughts. He looks really, really strong. I would definitely recommend going for him. Even if you guys aren't super into PvP, down the line you might want him, and you much rather have them than not have them. I want to look at Ramontu really quick, because there are a lot of people had the same issue with Ramontu, but they kind of changed how the wording is. So here is attacks one enemy 4 times. The first hit places decreased defense, the second hit places weaken, third hit places decreased speed, fourth hit block buff. Now this is the part. Also has a books up to 100% chance of placing True Fear debuff on all enemies except the initial target. So this is, again, he would be really nice for Chimera to help with the ram farm. There's not many good True Fear champions in the game that bring a lot of other utility to Chimera, not just the True Fear of Fear. People are using Lydia. I use Lydia, but it's kind of tough to use her because she's bringing the decreased defense, weaken, and the True Fear, and it can be really tough to get both of them up at the same time in order to do damage during the ram farm and get the trials done that you need. So I wish it would have been a little bit better for Chimera. The rest of the Fabian's kit isn't really built for Chimera. When I first saw the True Fear and the Fear, I was like, oh, maybe this is a new Chimera champion we could use in there. But it looks like more PvP and Doom Tower, wave clearing, not wave clearing, but CC, wave CCing, locking down the waves. It looks like he's going to do a great job at that. But yeah, he might be a little bit tough. If he is a tougher fusion, I think it's still worth going for. There's not many lockouts in the game. That's the other thing I want to mention. I was streaming earlier today live on Twitch, MXPJE, if you guys want to check that out. I stream pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day as much as possible. But I was mentioning that for the longest time, Raid kind of gate kept lockout champions. So it was Yumiko, Warlord, you have Basher, but they're pretty much all Void champions. They were really hard to get. They finally released a few more. There's another epic, who is it, Alika, or one of the epics also has like a mini lockout. Generally, there's a lot of champions in this game and not many lockout champions. I thought it was kind of funny how they gave away Alice for free a couple months ago, or less than that, a month ago. Everyone could get her. She has a mini lockout, and then they're entering this guy into the game who has another lockout. And I was just like, why are they suddenly adding all these lockout champions into the game when for so long it was like they were gatekeeping them and not many people had it? And someone mentioned in chat, and I didn't think of it until he said it, and then I was like, oh, that makes much more sense. But it's because of mythicals. It seems like mythicals really counter lockout. If you have mythical, most of the time you don't care if they're locked out because you can switch to the second form. So it looks like Plarium is again pushing more towards the mythical route and going hard in the mythicals and giving some people opportunity to get a lockout, which isn't bad. Lockout is still really, really good for PvE content, Doom Tower waves, Cursed City, faction wars, dungeons, wave clearing content is really, really, really nice to have a lockout. But I just thought it was kind of interesting how they went for years and years and years having so little lockout champion, so hard to get, and then they gave Alice away for free, who's like a mini lockout, and then they did this dude who's the fusion for the 6th anniversary, and he looks really good. 3-turn lockout, very, very, very sexy. Let me know what you guys think of that as well. Kind of just thought it was interesting. Another shout out I want to do, because we love telling Plarium how bad they do and how they always mess up, but I do want to give them some props when props are earned. They gave us the 6th anniversary gift. It's actually pretty nice. I saw some other CCs like poo-pooing it, but I don't know, I think it's really nice. Sacred, Primal, 2 Voids, you're getting a bunch of energy, 5-star chicken, Lego book. I mean, how much resources do you want? How much free stuff do you need? You want 10 sacreds? It's like, no one, you're never going to be happy. No one's ever happy. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is a very generous gift. They could have gotten worse. Props to Plarium. Thank you so much for this nice 6th anniversary gift. I'm not poo-pooing it. I think it's a nice gift. So thank you with that. But yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Please, we're smashing through the subs. Just hit 300. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like, leave a comment what you guys think of the new fusion. If you're going to go for them, not go for for him. I think most people are going to go for him. I've seen a few people say they're skipping because they think he's going to be hard. We haven't even seen the calendar yet. How do you know if it's going to be hard or not? We assumed our Mons was going to be really hard fusion last year, and I think he was relatively easy for how good he was, and this dude is looking to be pretty close to on par with maybe how good our Mons is. So don't think he's skippable. Would highly recommend going for him. But with that being said, hope you have a good rest of your day / night, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.